Okay, in this video, I'll show you guys how to integrate 1 over 1 plus x squared in the parentheses raised to the 5 over 2 power. In this case, unfortunately, we don't have the x on the top. Otherwise, we can just let u equal to 1 plus x squared. But don't worry, because we can just do tricks up right here. Especially, we notice that we have this power 5 over 2. Notice that in here, we have 1 plus x squared. This case, we are going to let x equal to 1 because this is like 1 squared. So 1 tangent theta. Because we know 1 plus tangent squared give us secant squared. That would be really nice. But we have to do our usual business. Go ahead, get a dx by looking at this and differentiate both sides. Dx is just the derivative of this, which is secant squared theta d theta. Now we can take this into the theta world and we will see how to do that after that. Okay, integral 1 over parentheses. This is 1 plus x squared. Well, we know x is the tangent theta, so I will just put down tangent theta right here for x. But this is to the second power, and of course we have the angle theta here. And we have this raised to the 5 over 2 power. Even though you have the 5 over 2 power, it's kind of intimidating, but don't worry, it's actually going to work out really nicely. And don't forget the dx is secant squared theta d theta, so let's go ahead and put that down right here as well. Secant squared theta d theta. Now we are just going to work this inside out and check this out. In here, as we mentioned earlier, 1 plus tangent squared theta is secant squared theta. So inside, we just get, let me put this on in red. This right here is secant squared theta, and then you take this raised to the 5 over 2 power. So just put it down right here. And when you have this, it's just one term now. This raised to the 5 over 2 power, we can multiply the powers. The 2 and 2 will cancel. So in the end, you will see that this is just secant to the 5th power in the denominator. And let me put that down right here for you guys. Secant to the 5th power in the denominator, and of course we have the theta right here. And now notice that we have 5 of the secants in the denominator, and we have 2 of this right here. We can reduce this a little bit more, cancel this out, and now this becomes just the 3rd power in the denominator. Well, that's all nice, right? So now let's see, this is the integral. We only have 1 on the top now, so let's put on 1 over. This is secant 3rd power theta in the denominator right here, and then the d theta. Okay, here is the deal. As we all know, secant is 1 over cosine. Well, when we have 1 over secant, it's just cosine itself, right? But this is 1 over secant to the 3rd power theta. Bring that up, we get cosine to the 3rd power theta. So this right here is the integral of cosine to the 3rd power theta d theta. And as we can see, we have cosine to the 3rd power theta. We kind of want to have sine to come out to help us out. In this situation though, because this is the odd power, why don't we just take out one of the cosine and then change the rest in terms of sine? You'll see, this is the integral. Let's rewrite this as, let me see, here's the equal sign by the way. Alright, good. Anyway, this right here, we'll write it as cosine squared theta, and then we multiply by one more cosine theta, and then of course the d theta here. And now, we know cosine squared theta can be nicely changed into 1 minus sine squared theta. So, this is just the integral of 1 minus sine squared theta, and then you multiply by the cosine theta here, and then the d theta here. And from here, we can just do a little u sub. So let me put this down right here for you guys. U equals, let's put it down as sine to the 1st power theta, and then you will see that du, when you differentiate this, you just get cosine. Well, the derivative of sine is cosine theta, so this is very nice. We get cosine theta d theta. And this match up with that nicely, right? In the end, we'll see that this is going to give us, let me just draw it like this right here, a bigger integral sign. Anyway, here we go. This is going to give us the integral 1 minus sine is our u, and we just have sine squared, which is u squared. Let me put it down right here for you guys. And we know cosine theta d theta is just going to be the du. So let's just put that down. So as you can see, this is this now, right? 1 minus u squared du. And we can finally integrate this guy. So go ahead and do that real quick. Integrating 1 in the u world, we just get u. And then integrating negative u squared in the u world, we get minus 1 over 3 u to the third power, like this. So that's great. Now, we went to the u world, right? So be sure we actually go back to the theta world, and then eventually we have to get back to the x world. So now, here we go. U, as we all know, it's a sine theta. So this is the same as saying sine theta here. And then minus, this is 1 over 3. U to the third power, and u is again the sine theta. So this is sine to the third power theta, like this. And now we have to look back to this, because we know x is equal to tangent theta. We have to get back to the x world, but here we have sine. So this is how we can take care of this situation. I will just draw the triangles on the side for you guys, because we know tangent theta is equal to x, which is the same as saying x over 1. And based on this, because we know tangent theta, if you look at a triangle like this, put a right angle here and then the angle theta here, tangent is opposite over adjacent. So this is the opposite side, and this is the adjacent side. So with that said, this right here is the x, and this right here is just 1. And for the hypotenuse, the easy way to do this is just you open a square root, and you do this square plus that square. So of course we get 1 square plus x square, like this. And with this being done, the beauty is that we can get back to the x world pretty nicely. Well, we just need to figure out what sine is. Look at this picture. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the first part is just x over that. And I'll put this down right here for you guys. X over 1 plus x squared in the square root, right? Like that. And 1 squared is of course 1. So that's sine theta. And then here we have the minus 1/3. And keep in mind, sine to a third power theta means sine theta inside and then raised to the third power. And again, I have to put on sine theta here, which is x over that, x over square root of 1 plus x squared, like this. And in the end, we can just simplify this a little bit, and then we put on the plus c at the end, right? So here is just x over square root of 1 plus x squared, and this is minus 1/3. And here we have x to the third power on the top times 1. So I'll just actually put down as x to the third power on the top. And depends on how you want to write it. I think I will just open the square root right here, and then I will square this. I will raise this to the third power, so I'll put this down like this to the third power, and with the 1 plus x to the second power inside. This right here is the integral for, this is the answer for that integral over there. And we're all done. Be sure we get back to the x world, which we did. And as always, that's it.